I'm not saying follow my example. Okay, disclaimer. Please do not get arrested and say, Deja told me to come here and and do this. Hello, my loves. The time has come. I'm going to show you how to find great places to roller skate, and I'm going to share some safety tips that are going to help you out along the way. One of the questions that I get most often is, Deja, you find these great places to roller skate? To which my response is and always will be, keep them on you. Okay, keep your skates on you. I'm not even kidding. Some of my favorite places that I've been able to skate, I've only actually been able to skate them once or twice, and it was because I had skates in my car or on my person. And honestly, I feel like that made the experience that much better. There's this song that I love by John Craigie, and he says, the perfect song is the one that you only got to sing once. And boy, is that true for skate spots as well. Some spots I will never be able to touch again, but you know what? I got it at least one time and it's mine. I captured that and it's like a Pokemon, like it's mine forever and no one can take it away. Even if I'm not allowed to skate there anymore, it still belongs to me. Some of these places I only got once and it was just because I was out and about and I had my skates on my person, which leads me to my next tip. Explore. You're gonna have to explore, baby. You're gonna have to get out the car and you're gonna have to move around, because one of the best ways to discover good skating spots is by driving around, looking at surfaces and searching online. Like I'm talking, be looking at a surface and being like, can I skate this? Is this skatable? That is how you do it. Honestly, I manifested a beautiful roller skate spot. You've seen it in all of my videos. The only way that I found that was I was actually biking. I was riding a bike somewhere, just exploring my city, and I stumbled upon it. So don't be afraid to explore. If your Dora the Explorer backpack is a little bit out of practice, don't even trip, dog. Start by searching local parks, bike paths, greenways, things like that. Most of the time, these offer pretty smooth surfaces. They offer designated areas specifically for roller skating. Also, make sure to check out your local park and recreation website. You'd be so surprised at what you can find. You can also use things like trail apps. I use All Trails pretty frequently. Make sure you just drill it down specifically for paved roads, and it'll show you paved roads that are in your area that are going to be perfect for you to go trail skating on. Don't be afraid to look up forums like Our Roller Skating on Reddit, where you'll be able to find specific recommendations for new skaters. You can even type a message and say, hey, I'm from this part of town and I roller skate. Sorry, I don't know. I've been in the South too long. Look up on Reddit for recommendations from fellow roller skaters. Get it straight from the horse's mouth. Ooh, also don't sleep on your local community centers either. A lot of them will actually allow you to skate on like their basketball courts, and a lot of those basketball courts are inside, so you don't even need to be worried about the weather. There were a couple community centers that I went to back in Nashville that actually had a designated day for skating, which was great because it was like Wednesday at 1, so only all the old heads were in there, and you have like the entire skate floor to yourself. If they don't have a designated skate night, ask. A closed mouth does not get fed. Maybe, practice those speaking skills and ask if you can start a skate night at that specific location. You would be surprised at how many doors will open for you. Next tip. Make sure you're not overlooking any of the hidden in plain sight gyms. So things like tennis courts, basketball courts, parking garages are a huge favorite of mine. If you live in America and you're not in a rural area, chances are there are large empty parking lots, especially during off-peak hours, that are just waiting for you. They are waiting for you to come and lay your 8 wheels on them, and they provide ample enough space and time and opportunity to fully practice your skills. You just want to make sure that they're going to be free of traffic, that you're not becoming an obstacle, or there's no obstacles that you would be afraid of running into, any cars or anything like that, and just make sure you have a smooth surface and you're good to go. Anywhere you can get practice in, get it in. If you're a little bit iffy on if you're allowed to skate somewhere, I'm not saying follow my example, okay? Disclaimer. Please do not get arrested and say, Deja told me to come here and do this. I'm not saying follow my example, but I usually take the approach of just going for it and then just asking for forgiveness later. Some people might think that this approach is entitled, but I'm very respectful and I will never go out of my way to damage anybody's property or anything like that. People think like, oh, the wheels will damage this. No, they won't. No. I used to get that a lot when I was roller skating in Nashville. Like people would complain and be like, and not even the people who were on the tennis courts, by the way, just people on the internet would be like, oh, that's destroying the tennis court. And it'd be like, bro, this is Nashville, okay? This tennis court has as many potholes as the freeway. I promise you that my gummy ass outdoor wheels are not doing any damage. Have several seats. And straight up, y'all, believe me when I say this, I have been able to skate in some beautiful places because I wasn't looking around for someone to ask so they could just tell me no. I'm like tearing up right now because I've skated in gorgeous places that are like, what? Like, gorgeous places. In my experience, if you're polite, you can get into some pretty cool spots. If someone asks you to leave, then kindly pack up and leave. Don't act entitled. Don't act like you were here first or nobody's taking the space. Somebody says, leave this space that you didn't know if you were supposed to be in the first place. That's okay. Smile, pat yourself on the back a little bit because at the end of the day, that place still belongs to you. It belonged to you for however long, even if it was 10 minutes. It was yours for those 10 minutes. You be grateful, never be entitled, always leave a space better than you found it. If there's trash on the floor, pick it up on your way out. And in the 2 years that I have been skating, I have never had one nasty interaction on my skates. And again, I've skated in some pretty incredible places. And people will say, oh, it's pretty privilege. It's polite privilege, okay? You get so much more with honey than you do vinegar, okay? I promise you. Next skate spot, indoor roller rinks. Indoor roller rinks are a fantastic option. They give you a controlled environment. You're gonna run into skaters from all skill levels. So if you're getting really beat up on yourself about your current level of skills, go to the roller skating rink. Immerse yourself with the beginners. So one, you feel comfortable and you understand that everybody's gonna go through this process. I'm so sorry, baby. You are special, but you're not that special to where you don't have to struggle at first. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Don't even trip, dog. Go to the indoor skating rink. They have adult skating nights. And you know what? We love an early morning roller skate rink session. We love an early bird special. I'm trying to be in there in the wee hours. One of my mantras is you can have anything you want if you're willing to wake up early enough for it, okay? If you're worried about all those people, get up early, go to the rink when there's not gonna be that many people. Go. They have those times. Go pull it up, research your local roller rink, check out their schedules, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna find something either early bird or maybe even like family hour. I know that adult night at the rink can be intimidating, okay? Your girl skates alone majority of the time, and whenever I go, it's just, I know that it's so much fun. But what I find is skating is really meditative for me, and when I'm having to like dodge people or, you know, oh, skate this way, skate that way, it's just too much for me. It's too much for me. But if I go to a new city and I can't find places to skate, some cities are like low-key unskateable. I'm not, no cap. There's some cities that are rough to find spots in, but you can almost always rely on having an indoor roller skating rink, which is a great way to skate regardless of weather conditions. Don't be afraid to get creative. Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to ask fellow roller skaters, where are some good places? But then more importantly, like, I would just keep them in your car and start driving around like, ooh, is that skatable? Can I skate that? If you're skating outside and you've got a good pair of outdoor wheels, you are pretty much unstoppable. If anything, I guess I would double tap that is if you are going to be skating outside looking for outdoor spots, make sure you have a good pair of outdoor wheels because it will change the entire game for you, or it can make it absolutely miserable depending on what you're wearing. Additional tip, don't be afraid to like DIY some stuff together. If you're really having a tough time finding a skate spot, don't be afraid to like make your own skate floor. When I first started skating, I had no problem spending, $30 at Home Depot, get some flooring and piece something together. I'll drop that video in the description if you want some additional guidance on how to do that, and maybe I'll make a little longer video for it. But when I first started skating, I spent my time in 3 places the most. An abandoned airport in Nashville, which was actually pretty cool. There was a tennis court around the corner from my house, and I must have put so many hours on that tennis court. And then the third was in my house. Straight up. In my kitchen, I had like this little small teeny tiny space to practice crazy legs, and that was it. Okay, so don't think that you need to have, a smooth concrete palace to learn how to skate. Maybe you will get lucky or you'll manifest some shit like that and it'll pop into your life and it'll be amazing. But in the meantime, baby, don't be afraid to just pop into your kitchen. Don't be afraid to pop onto your porch and learn how to roller skate. So now that we got some ideas about how to find these locations, let's focus on safety. So whether you're a beginner or you got some time in, you should always make safety one of your priorities. If you haven't checked out my video on skate safety, that includes how to fall and the gear that you are probably going to need or that you definitely want to have as a brand new beginner skater, go ahead and check it out. This section in particular is going to be focused on safety, but more specifically being mindful of your surroundings. When I say being mindful of your surroundings, I think it's super important for you to start skating in controlled environments. So rinks, tennis courts, things like that, so that you can eventually gradually progress to more challenging terrains and then other obstacles that will be coming at you. So things like pedestrians or bikes and cars, all of these things can become obstacles when you're on skates. Like they're obstacles when you're off skates, but they're really obstacles when you're on skates. So you want to make sure that you're trying to find empty spaces whenever possible to make life just that much easier for you. If you're constantly worried about if I'm going to dodge a child or a bike or a car, one, it's going to prevent you from getting into a flow state, but two, you're just going to be anxious. You're just going to be anxious and you're probably going to be checking more for those external obstacles than you are with paying attention to your body. If you're not tired of hearing me say this yet, you will eventually be. Skating is all about being mindful of your body and what is happening. And if you are so focused on your surroundings, baby, you can't focus with what's going on right here. Right here. Focusing on empty spaces, it's also going to make you less anxious of people watching you if that's something that makes you uncomfortable. But I'm telling you right meow, okay? I'm telling you right now that if you stick with your girl and you watch my videos on how to learn how to roller skate, one, you're going to be fire. Okay? You're going to be fire, which means that people are going to watch you skate. All right? I'm gonna just give you that caveat right now. So I don't know how you feel about it, but if you keep watching my stuff, you're gonna be fire on skates, which means that people are going to watch you skate. You're going to come and flow into a room and people are gonna be like, oh my God, who is this dazzling light that is just rolling around on 8 wheels? Oh my God, I want this joy. I want to see this joy. I want to be a part of this joy. I'm telling you that this is what's going to happen. I need you to trust me. If that's not something you want, stop watching my videos because it's infectious. Watching someone enjoy themselves on a pair of quad skates, it does something to people. Don't take my word for it. Just know that it will definitely happen. Okay, it like scrambles people's brains or something like.
Seeing a dog walk on its hind leg.
Like that is what's going to happen. If you're not in a space where it's going to be empty, people are going to be watching you skate. So I skate alone. I would say 98% of the time I skate alone. And skating alone definitely has its risks. I cannot stress how important it is for you to be aware of your surroundings, especially if you wear over the ear headphones like I do. It can get really dangerous really quickly having 8 wheels strapped to your feet and then not having the ability to hear what is going on. A lot of times you guys will see police officers in my videos. I have no problem with the police officers being in my videos because that means that I can just like turn my brain off and chill. Like we have a reciprocal relationship to where it's like honestly having your own personal security guards. I'm okay with that because I had a stalker at one point in time that made my life a living hell. Not everybody's going to be comfortable with that. But when it comes to the lesser of two evils, I'm gonna go with them, because I already know what's popping over here. So be very, very mindful of your surroundings. If I'm in a place that has more people than I'm used to, or it's kind of like shifty, I won't use my over-the-ear headphones. I'll either use earbuds and take one out, pull one ear off, or I have these really cute Ray-Ban glasses. These are really neat because they play music, but they also allow me to still kind of hear the ambient noise around me so I don't feel incapacitated or anything like that. You definitely want to be able to get into a flow, but you also want to be aware, okay? We live in a society. I have a rule that if someone in my immediate vicinity is breaking the rules of society, I will leave, okay? I'm out. For me, a rule of society is anything that we have agreed upon as a society as being socially acceptable. So if someone is screaming at the top of their lungs and they're swinging a crowbar while walking down the street, and that, my friends, is roller skating 101. Sometimes you see people that looks crazy saying this guy's being a weirdo. I'm gonna get in my car and It's time to go. I'm out. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Doesn't matter if I just put my skates on. Doesn't matter if I was there first. I'm out. Okay. No questions asked. I'll find a new skate spot. And so that might be the biggest thing that I will tell you when it comes to being aware of your surroundings is do not hesitate to bounce if you do not feel good energy. Yes, it might be an inconvenience taking off your skates after you just put them on, but death is way more inconvenient. So, okay, sorry we had to go dark there, but it's very, very important that we're aware of our surroundings. Finally, the last tip that I'm going to leave you with for safety is because I think it's so easy to forget this is roller skating is exercise, okay? It's so easy to forget it because it's so fun and you're dancing and it's exercise. So you need to stay fueled and you need to stay hydrated. Take breaks whenever you need to. Listen to your body. I cannot stress this enough. Stretch, hydrate, fuel yourself, listen to your body. Understand that your body needs fuel. It needs gas to do the things that you want it to do. So eating properly is making sure that you have gas. Skating is legitimately exercise and it is physically demanding. I've seen people pass out in the heat while skating because they forgot that they were working out. They weren't drinking any water. They were so excited to skate, they ran out of the house without eating any food. Is the same as running out of the house without gas in your car. I'm guilty of this myself. There have definitely been a couple times where I have not properly fueled throughout the day and I'm still pushing my body as if I had. And what usually happens is when I get out onto that skate floor, I'm falling a lot more, way more. I fall way more when I'm not properly fueled and when I'm not properly hydrated. So to avoid having to stop or slow down when you don't want to, I am asking you with all of the loving kindness that I can muster to prioritize your self-care. That's it, my friends. This is where I leave you. Hopefully you have some good ideas about how to find some great skate spots and you have some important things to be aware of or be mindful of when it comes to being aware of your surroundings and other safety measures that will help make your skate experience as enjoyable as possible. And I will see you in the next one.